Ladies and gentlemen, gather close, for I have a story to tell, a tale woven from the threads of resilience, a narrative of a strength so profound it leaves the cruel trembling in its wake. This is not a story of loud battles or fiery confrontations. No, this is a story of silence, a silence so potent it speaks louder than any scream, a silence that dismantles empires built on chaos and manipulation. Let me take you on a journey through the heart of a battle fought not with words, but with the quiet resolve to rise above. There are people in this world who thrive on the storms they stir. They are the architects of discord, the weavers of turmoil, who find their purpose in the pain they inflict. These are the ones who feed on the fury of others, who light their fires with the sparks of arguments and the embers of hurt. They crave your reaction, hunger for your descent into their carefully laid traps. They want you to shout, to beg, to unravel in the face of their endless provocations. They hope to pull you into their pit of misery, where they hold court, reigning over the chaos they've created. To them, your pain is their power, your reaction, their validation. They live for the moment you snap, for the satisfaction of seeing you crumble under the weight of their words. But you didn't give them that satisfaction. You saw through the facade, recognized the game for what it was, a twisted dance of control and manipulation. And instead of stepping onto their stage, you turned and walked away, unscathed, unbothered. You left them stranded, helpless in the ruins of their own making. Your silence wasn't surrender. It was a declaration of power, a refusal to play by their rules. And now they are haunted by the one thing they never saw coming, the deafening weight of your absence. They wanted a fight. Oh, how they wanted you to scream, to argue, to lose yourself in the whirlwind of their accusations and excuses. To them, your reaction would have been proof that they still mattered, that they still held sway over your heart and mind. They poked and prodded, hurling insult after insult, waiting for you to break, to sink to their level, to give them the thrill of a loud, messy battle. But you didn't bite, you didn't falter. You saw the trap for what it was, a desperate attempt to keep you tethered to their chaos, and instead of engaging, you chose the path they couldn't comprehend. You walked away. That act, that simple yet profound decision, was a kind of power they could never grasp. Your silence became their defeat, a mirror held up to their insecurities, reflecting the truth they tried so hard to hide. They thought they were clever, that their manipulations would keep you bound forever, a pawn in their endless game of control. They believed you would keep coming back, trying to fix what was irreparably broken, pleading for explanations that would never satisfy. But they underestimated you. They didn't see the strength that lay beneath your calm exterior, the resilience that burned brighter than their taunts. When you walked away, you shattered their illusion of control. You left them standing in the rubble of their own toxic behavior, grappling with the reality that their games no longer held you captive. They never thought you'd leave. To them, you were just another piece on their chessboard, a player in their carefully orchestrated drama. They thought they could move you at will, boosting their fragile egos with every argument, every tear, every moment of doubt they planted in your mind. But you saw through it all. You recognized the pattern, the toxic cycle that spun round and round, never changing, never improving, and you decided to break free. That decision, that act of defiance, was more powerful than any words you could have spoken. It was a rebellion against their expectations, a refusal to let their poison seep into your soul. You cut the strings they thought bound you, and in doing so, you left them tangled in the very web they tried to weave around you. Now, they're the ones craving closure, searching for a sign, a word, anything to prove they still have a hold on you. But your silence is a fortress, unyielding and impenetrable. It's the cold, hard truth they can't escape. They no longer have power over you. The irony is almost poetic. They wanted to break you, to reduce you to a shadow of yourself, but in the end, they're the ones left in pieces. They're haunted not by your anger or your tears, but by the emptiness of a life without you in it. Every quiet moment is a reminder of their failure, a void they can't fill. They replay the moments in their minds, over and over, searching for a crack in your resolve, for any sign that they left a mark. But all they find is the echo of your silence, a testament to the strength they never saw coming. You saw them for who they truly were. Beneath the bravado, the lies, the endless mind games, you saw the insecure, broken soul they tried so desperately to hide, and that terrified them. They wanted you to need them, to depend on their validation, to be caught in their orbit forever. But you broke free, proving you were never theirs to control. You walked away without a backward glance, leaving them to face the bitter truth. They never had the power they thought they did. Now, they're left with nothing but regret. They're haunted by the memory of you, the one who refused to play their games, the one who saw through their facade, the one who walked away unbroken. They thought they could keep you trapped, bound by their manipulations, but you were stronger than their schemes, stronger than their chaos. You were a force they couldn't reckon with, a light they couldn't dim. And as time stretches on, the silence grows heavier, like a fog that settles over their world, relentless and unyielding. They feel it in every breath, every quiet moment, every corner of their mind where their thoughts once ran unchecked. They can't escape the truth any longer. They tried to break someone whole, someone who saw their potential and believed they could be more. But they squandered that chance, mistaking your kindness for weakness, never realizing it took strength to love someone as broken as they were. They remember your laughter, your warmth, the trust you offered so freely. They realize now that they took it for granted, that they dismissed the love you gave as something they could toy with. But that love was a gift, a rare and precious thing they didn't deserve. And now it's gone, vanished like mist in the morning Sunday, leaving them with nothing but the cold sting of regret. They're left to grapple with their own reflection, with the person they tried to hide behind the games and the lies. Stripped of the validation they craved, they're forced to face the hollow truth. They lost someone who saw them for who they could have been.